Hey guys, welcome back. So the last few days it has just been rain, and I was getting so bored of being inside that if the rain finally stopped for a little bit, and I decided that the best place to try to do anything was here in the wood pile, because in case it did start to rain again, at least I'd be under some kind of roof. So I'm trying to clean up the wood pile a little bit. I'm trying to actually make more room for more wood in here. So I'm trying to get everything stacked up nice and neat because I've got a big tree that I'll probably be cutting down here in the next month or so. So over here next to the boy goats area where the billy goats are, and there's this really big tree here that's been dying. You can see there's probably really only one limb that's partially left alive, and the rest of these limbs are all dead. And this is a big old tree, and I wanted to wait until we moved our carport because our carport was sitting right next to it. And now that the carport's gone, we can go ahead and cut this tree down. So this is a really big old tree. You can see how wide this tree is. It's bigger than my wingspan of my arms. And that's why I ended up buying that steel chainsaw that's got the 25-inch blade. Really, I bought it because I knew I was going to be tackling this tree sometime soon. And I was going to need quite a bit bigger chainsaw. Now luckily this is the width of the tree. This is probably the widest part. If we go look at the other part, it's going to be a little bit narrower. So you can tell when you look at the tree from this direction that it's quite a bit narrower this way. It's just really wide going the other direction. So I'll definitely be able to get a chainsaw through from this side, or at least from both sides in this direction, and be able to get the tree cut down. So this will be a really big tree to cut up, and it's going to be a big job and something to be really careful doing since it's such a big tree, and be a lot of wood just to cut up from this tree. So that's why I'm trying to make some space over there in the firewood pile. So after we cut this tree down, our plan is to expand the billy goat area. We're going to come off the corner up there off of their shelter, and we're going to bring some permanent fencing. We're going to bring it down somewhere near where I am here, and then we'll continue that electric netting for these two sides over here. But just being able to do that's going to almost double their area and give them quite a bit more space. So far we haven't had any rain since I've been out here, so I'm going to go ahead and get the log splitter pulled out here and fired up, and we'll start splitting up some of these big chunks of wood. So if we're lucky, we'll get this whole thing split and stacked today, and I won't have to worry about it. So I don't know whether you guys could tell it or not, but I've been splitting wood in the rain for like the last hour. Now, needless to say, it's a nice gentle rain. It ain't like a downpour or anything. But I finally just ran the log splitter out of gas. So I think that's a sign that I just need to go ahead and quit for the night and go inside and clean up. So I think I've made a pretty good dent in it. So I didn't get everything split. So I've still got a little pile of wood over here. And I'm going to say there's close to 15 to 20 logs left over here to split. So I'm getting fairly close. One thing, I have only found one log so far, but this is one of the logs that I split up, and I haven't found any more. I don't know whether the color is going to show up, but this is bright yellow. This was a mulberry tree that I cut up over in the parking area. It wasn't a very big tree, so there's probably only a few pieces of the trunk that I kept. Now, I've heard a few things about mulberry. So, one, I've heard that it burns really hot. So I don't know if that's true or not. If you guys know whether mulberry burns hot, I need to be careful with it in a fireplace, let me know. Another thing is that I guess you could use it in smoking. I guess you can use it like apple wood. It's kind of a fruit wood, and it'll make a nice mild smoke flavor like apple wood would, you know. So anyway, that's the two things I've heard about mulberry wood. So let me know if you guys have heard those same things or not. I'm not saying they're true. I just remember, you know, that's a couple things I remember about them. And I just need to know whether I need to be careful with it in the fireplace. So in my recent videos, I have done a lot of complaining about how dry it is around here. And in the last 2 weeks, it has totally flipped on us. And it's done nothing but rain over the last couple weeks. Now, we did get a break. We got about a 4 to 5 day window in there where it stopped raining and we were able to get our hay cut and baled. And the day after we got it baled, it just started raining again. It's been raining every day since. And yeah, it's made it a little difficult to be able to get anything done around here. And so this is the job I came up with today, that I could at least do something while it was raining. I was definitely getting tired of being inside pretty much this whole week. And so it's nice to finally get out here and work with my hands. But in all reality, this is something that needed to be done, and it's one of those jobs you kind of put off. I do most of my firewood cutting in the wintertime, and in the summertime it's just too hot. Sometimes you don't want to stand out here and split a bunch of wood. But today it's probably only like 74 degrees outside. It's a nice day, and it got a cool shower while I was doing it. So yeah, it was nice to at least get all this done and out of the way. So when I get the rest of this firewood split up, I'm sure it's going to fill up the rest of this area here where I'm standing. And then there's going to be at least 12 feet of concrete probably left for me to, when I cut up that big tree over there, to pile it all up. So I don't think that's going to be enough space for that big tree. That is a huge tree. And I've got a pretty good pile of firewood here. And I only really burn firewood in the wintertime when it's below freezing, when my heat pump doesn't really... My heat pump is actually pretty efficient, and when it gets below freezing, my furnace kicks on. So I use it just to keep from burning propane in the furnace, and I am still on my original propane tank right now. I've gone over 2 years on one propane tank, and we use the propane tank for our hot water heater and our stove. So it's made a huge difference buying propane, that's for sure. But what we have right here, I'll probably only use 1/3 of that this winter to heat our house. So I've got definitely plenty of firewood right now. But the plan is, when I get a pole barn, I'm planning on building a pole barn sometime, I'm going to heat that workshop space with a wood fireplace or a wood stove. And so this is going to come in handy when I finally get my pole barn all built and everything. We'll be using twice as much wood when we're heating that building. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and close everything up for the night and head back to the house. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.